Acne is the commonest inflammatory skin disorder that I see in clinic, and it causes so much misery and frustration. And yet, there is still so much misinformation about the best ways to go about treating it. Now, today's video is looking at the 6 commonest mistakes that I see when it comes to treating acne. It's such a common disease, as I said, 85% of teens get it, and at least 40% of adults will suffer from it at some point in their lives. So I want you to get treatment right. So let's talk about what's not. So the first mistake I see that's super common is the expectation that your cleanser is going to solve acne. Now, there are lots of cleansers around that will make that claim, but I think this is a highly unrealistic expectation. And the first reason is you're essentially experiencing super short contact with your cleanser. It's only on your face for around a minute at best. So the likelihood of an active ingredient like, say, salicylic acid having enough time to penetrate and impact on your skin in a significant way is relatively low. The other aspect of active loaded cleansers, which I find problematic, is that then they often end up drying out areas that you don't mean to, because you can't really be targeted with where you use your cleanser. And I commonly see the eye area getting irritated and dried out, and therefore looking that bit more wrinkly, which no one wants, frankly, as a result of using active cleansers. So my advice is to keep your cleanser bland, active-free, and allow your leave-on products to do the corrective work. The next commonest mistake I see is reliance on the wrong actives, or indeed the wrong types of products. So commonly used trendy ingredients include things like alpha hydroxy acids, tea tree oil, which is considered a natural alternative way to treat acne, and things like hydrocolloid patches, which have really taken off because of their Instagram-friendly appearance. But in the end, these sorts of ingredients really fail to get at the crux of what's causing acne. So that's clogged up pores, too much oil, bacterial overgrowth and inflammation. And really, there are much more effective ingredients to target those different points in the pathway if we are to get ahead of acne. And I think that's what's really key. So many products are geared towards simply reacting to ingredients, hello Hector, where what we really want to do is to prevent it from happening in the first place. So do watch my acne series to understand more about those ingredients. You know what I'm talking about, retinoids, azelaic acid, and so forth. But stay away from trend ingredients or products that are of the moment, but not necessarily a sound approach to treating a disease, basically. The next commonest mistake I see is treating just the blemishes that you see before you. So again, behaving in a very reactive way. What we really want to do is to treat the field. Now, for some, that might just be the lower face. For some, it's all over, it's the full face. And essentially, if you want to solve acne, to prevent it, you have to prevent the future blemishes. It's not enough to just chase after those individual spots that you see today. It's one of the reasons I developed the 13-dot technique. You know the drill. 3 dots here, 3 dots here, and here. That's 9, 2 and 2. Basically, to get you into a structured habit of applying your active ingredients all over in preventative mode. And that way you ensure that you are preventing the closed comedones of the future, which helps you prevent your acne. So really think about getting into a more preventative mindset when you're treating your blemishes. The next commonest thing that I see is people who want to somehow blame themselves for their lifestyle choices, for example, their diet. That's probably one of the commonest beliefs, that it's what I'm eating that's causing my skin to break out. Now, there is definitely some supporting data that suggests that refined carbohydrates and certain forms of dairy, particularly skim milk, might predispose you towards acne, but it's rarely the single cause. And I see plenty of nutritionists who are still having problems with their skin despite really knowing how to eat a healthy diet inside out. So It's not to say that you shouldn't pay attention to what you're eating. Of course, you should. Skin health and what we eat are inextricably intertwined, but it's not realistic to expect that solely addressing your skin through your diet is going to give you 100% perfect skin. The next one is a biggie: stopping treatment as soon as things get better. Now, I see this all the time, and oftentimes in people who work in the industry, and they'll start a course of treatment, things will get clear, and then they think, oh goody, all is better, I can go back to using my oils, balms, etc. This is a problem that often persists for years and even decades. As I said, 85% of teens have it, and up to 40% of adults will experience it at some point in their lives. So almost 1 in 2 of those who suffered in their teens will go on to have it. So I think of acne treatment as really being a sort of a choice that, you know, even now that I don't really break out very much, I'm still in the acne prevention mindset. I never use products that are at risk of clogging up my skin. I make makeup choices that are sympathetic to breakout prone skin, simply because I can now. There are so many good products that are designed not to clog up your pores. You know the term, non-comedogenic. And why would I choose to take a risk with my skin? I know what its default state is if I use the wrong products and I don't treat it right. So I think it's easy now to just adopt the acne-prone skin mindset. And it doesn't mean I can't use good products or enjoyable products. It doesn't mean that skincare loses its fun necessarily. But I do think that is a strategy that one needs to employ long-term, alongside using the right corrective ingredients. But, you know, the great thing is so many of those corrective ingredients for acne have a myriad of benefits for other skin issues like redness, premature aging and pigmentation. So again, you're not really losing out. But bottom line, if you're acne prone, assume your skin is going to stay that way for the foreseeable future and make smart skincare choices. The final mistake, which I think is a really important one, and one that Emma and I talk about all the time, is the belief that nothing can be done, that I've tried everything, doctor. And, you know, we see so much acne in the clinic. It is one of the main conditions that we treat. We've become known for it because we put so much care and attention into treating it and doing it well. And it's very rare that we meet someone where there's nothing that can be done. It's so important to go back through the history of what topicals have been used, what way, how much, how often, alongside which skincare products. And there's almost always something that can be done further to optimize what treatments have been previously used. And sometimes the biggest battle is just getting someone to believe that that's possible, that you can use the same things but in a more precise and considered way, and perhaps supported by better support products alongside them to make it, that can actually make a really big difference. So it's to make sure that everything is being explored fully, that the products have been used for long enough, that if you've been using oral medications, again, that the dose has been optimized, they've been used for the right length of time, and using the right combinations to tackle those different points in the acne pathway. So I'm hugely optimistic for my patients with acne. I think almost everyone can get better. I'm not saying everyone can have perfect skin, but I think everyone can get better. So don't feel despondent and feel like there's no hope left. It's always worth reconsidering and looking at your treatment plans again, because I believe that everyone can be helped. So we're at the beginning of a new year, hopefully a better one, and there's no better time than to look at your skincare regime with fresh eyes and make sure that you're not making one of those mistakes. And as I said, I'm hugely optimistic that everyone can get better. So if you're a bit lost at the moment, do check out my Acne Solved series for a really structured approach of how to start a regime, what ingredients to look for, and which products to use alongside them to support your usage. If you like this content, hit the button down below and subscribe for more weekly content helping you get closer to great skin days. And I'll see you again soon.